Hi there, boys and girls. So if you're looking behind me, you're noticing that our setup is a little bit different today for phonics, but we are going to continue learning a new phonics sound for this week. And this week we are focused on the ending MP. Now, if you take a look at my poster chart, you can see that we have a vowel, a different vowel in front of all of the MP endings. We have AMP, UMP, IMP, and OMP. And we're going to see examples of all four types of MP endings today in our phonics lesson. So let's jump right into it. We're not going to have a phonics poster to practice and rehearse like we're used to. We're just going to go right into looking at some examples. So the first word family from this group that we're going to look at is AMP, and that AMP is going to say amp. Can you repeat that with me? AMP, amp. So let's take a look at our first example I have up, and then I have a couple more to share with you guys. So the first one that has our AMP amp is a picture of a lamp. We know that L says AMP is going to say amp. Let's sound that out. Amp, blend it, lamp, lamp. Our first AMP example. Let's try another one. The next picture, we have a sock hanging on a clothesline, but you see some water dripping off of that sock. So we would say that that sock is damp. That's our next word, damp. Let's sound it out. We know that D says D, AMP says amp. Now let's sound that out. D, amp, blend it, damp, damp. Let's try another one. You might see these on an envelope if you get letters in the mail, and in the corner there will be a stamp. Stamp is our next word. We know that ST says st, AMP says amp. Sound it out. St, amp, stamp, stamp. Couple more AMP words. The next one, if you ever go out into nature and decide to camp, meaning you will sleep out there, that is our next word, camp, camp. Let's sound it out. We know C says k, AMP says amp, blend it. Sound it out. K, amp, blend, camp, camp. And we have one more AMP word that we're going to go over, and that is this little boy. He has just won his soccer tournament. He got a trophy. He is the champ. Champ is our next word. We know CH says ch, AMP says amp, ch, amp, blend, champ, champ. So anytime you see AMP at the end of a word, we now know it will say amp. But we're not done just yet. Now I'm going to jump over, actually we'll go down to our IMP words. IMP has that MP ending, but we're putting the I before it, and it's going to say imp. Let's repeat that. IMP, imp. Repeat. IMP, imp. Now let's take a look at some examples. The first one's up for us already. And you see these little critters in the ocean. Maybe you're even daring enough to eat them. And it is shrimp, shrimp. We know SHR says sure. Actually, let's do that again. We know SH says sh, R says IMP is going to say imp. Sound it out. Sh, imp. Blend it. Shrimp, shrimp. Next one, you might see these up in the sky, not to be confused with a helicopter. This is something called a blimp, blimp. And oftentimes when you see blimps in the air, they're advertising the name of a company or the number of a company. So that is what a blimp is. Blimp is our word. We know that BL says bull, IMP says imp. Blend it. Blimp. Blimp. Next one, you might see one of these if you go to the zoo. It is a chimp. Chimp. We know CH says ch, IMP says imp. Ch, imp. Blend it. Chimp. Chimp. And we're going to do one more IMP word. This might be a new word for you, but it is the word primp. And that means to get yourself ready. You can see this girl. She's putting her makeup on. She's curling her hair. And that is called primp. So that is our word. We know that PR says per. IMP says imp. Per, imp. Blend it. Primp. Primp. Now we're going to hop on over to our next category, which is UMP. And UMP is going to say ump. Ump. Repeat after me. UMP. 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 All right, so let's take a look at our first example that I have up here already for us. And we have a picture of a little boy. And what is he doing? He's jumping. The word is jump. Jump. We know that J says j. UMP is going to say ump. J. Ump. Blend it. Jump. Jump. Couple more examples. You might see this by a construction site where they're building and they need to do, the truck is going to dump all of the materials that they need out. Dump is our word. We know that D says D. UMP says ump. Sound it out. D. Ump. Blend. Dump. Dump. This little boy is not looking too happy because if you look where that arrow is, you see a big bump on his head, so he must have gotten hurt. We know that B says B. UMP says ump. B. Ump. Bump. Bump. Couple more. Next one, you might use one of these to put air in your tires if you have a bike of your own, and it is an air pump. Pump is the word. We know that P says P. UMP says ump. P. Ump. Pump. Pump. Our last UMP example is a picture of a tree stump, meaning the whole tree is no longer there. It's just the stump, the trunk at the bottom. It's called a tree stump. We know that ST says st. We know that UMP says ump. St. Ump. Stump. Stump. And those are our examples for UMP, ump. So look out for those words in the stories that you read. And the last word family or group of words that we're going to look at today is OMP. And when we see OMP, it's going to say omp. Repeat after me. OMP, omp. OMP, omp. And I only have a couple of examples for this one, but it's still good to know this ending. So let's take a look at our two examples that I have. The first one is a little boy, and he is about to take a big bite out of his cookie or cheeseburger. I looked at that wrong, cheeseburger. And we say that he's going to take a big chomp. Chomp is our word. We know that CH says ch. OMP is going to say omp. Ch. Omp. Blend it. Chomp. Chomp. And my one other example for OMP, omp, is this kangaroo, and he is slamming down his foot, so we say that is stomp. Stomp. We know that ST says st. OMP says ump, st, ump, stump. And these are our MP words. We can have AMP, IMP, UMP, or OMP. Let's review the sounds real quick. AMP, amp. IMP, imp. UMP, ump. And the last, OMP, omp. That is our phonics sound for today. I hope that you found it helpful. As always, try and come up with some other MP examples on your own. And I will see you next time. Bye, boys and girls.